What does left-wing even mean anymore? Is it just a political spectrum, a harmless collection of ideas for how society should function? Or is there something more insidious hiding behind all those slogans, those promises of change, progress, and equality? Well, let's dig in. Remember this one? Hope and change. It's a warm, fuzzy sentiment, isn't it? Who could be against hope? Who could stand in the way of change? Except, well, hope for what? Change into what? And then, a few years later, the slogans morphed. Now we have fuck hate. Strong words, right? Bold. Makes you feel like you're on the right side of history, marching against the villains of the world. But let me ask you this. Who gets to decide what hate is? What happens when suddenly everything and everyone you've ever known is labeled hate? Now, we're not talking about bad guys in black hats. No, no. Now it's your neighbors, your friends, your parents, maybe even you. It always starts so innocently, doesn't it? A little nudge toward justice, a little push for fairness. We're just helping the marginalized, they say. But history's full of nudges that turned into shoves and then into bloody revolutions. And if you think I'm exaggerating, let me remind you about the last time this kind of left-wing thinking got out of control. The Bolsheviks, they also promised hope and change. They preached about standing up for the oppressed, taking down the elites, and guess what? People believed them. The Russian people were promised a new world of equality and fairness. But do you remember what happened to the Tsar and his family? They were butchered, slaughtered, his wife, his children, shot, stabbed, and then burned. And all in the name of progress. For the people, they said. For justice. Remember this, memory eternal. For those who forget history are doomed to let it repeat itself. You might think this is all in the past. But look at how things are moving today. Look at how those innocent slogans, all that talk of compassion and progress, suddenly twist into something darker. One minute it's hope and change, the next it's fuck hate, and before you know it, they've defined you as the enemy. Your entire worldview, your religion, your family values, they're now the problem. And what happens to problems in revolutions? They get removed. Don't let the empty slogans deceive you. It might sound like hope. It might sound like change. But history has shown us that more often than not, behind those slogans is cruelty. Real cruelty. The kind that doesn't hesitate to destroy lives, whole families, when they stand in the way of progress. So what does left-wing really mean? In the end, it's not just about politics. It's a way of thinking, a way of redefining good and evil. And when that way of thinking takes over, it consumes everything in its path. You can call it justice, equality, or progress all you want, but it leads to the same place, the slaughterhouse. Just ask the Romanovs. Memory eternal. God have mercy on us all.